Previously on Inside Scoop.
They're not trying at all to get their kids back. It's probably better.
No.
Last thing we heard,
Well, they shouldn't. Yeah, they were like adopted out or something, you know? I mean, like
his
relative.
sister, I believe.
Yeah.
The last thing we heard is.
But it wasn't like temporary. Their parental rights were removed, I
Mhm.
believe. So they can't get them back. Could you imagine being one of their kids and having to say, "This is my mom and dad"?
I'm Kelly,
And I'm Steve.
and this is Coupled with Chaos.
Inside Scoop 241. Last resort, almost finished. How about that?
Mm.
We're going to cover, we're going to cover some Real Housewife stuff, I would say some big Plathville spoilers, which what we do kind of behind the wall. If you don't want to know about Plathville, what's going on in their real life right now.
Wow.
It's kind of
Rather big.
Yeah, I don't know, the emperor doesn't have any clothes on, whatever analogy you want to use. The curtain has been pulled back, so there is a whole lot of stuff. We're going to talk a little Tiger Lily, Kenny and Armando, Balin, some odd Kim and TJ stuff, a little breaking Amish, and we're probably going to do a blast through on the current season of 90 Day. I'm going to brief Kelly on what's going on since she is not watching, and I am watching, but not with the great intent.
Yeah. And you're not informing me because I don't even know who you're talking about, nor do I want to know.
Just going to let you know what's going on. I want to let you know what you're missing by skipping this season.
I would like to not know.
Well, you're going to find out because that's what we're going to do. But first, your favorite, Last Resort. 17 episodes. It sounds like there's going to be two tell-alls. One is Monday, but I can't find the other on the schedule, so I'm not so sure about part 2 or when they're sneaking it into the on TLC. Maybe.
But you know that there are 2?
No, well, just what I've heard.
Oh.
Because they call it part 1, I'm assuming there's a part 2. Maybe part 2 is going to be a Discovery Plus Max thing. Boy, wouldn't that tick some people off?
Wouldn't it?
Right, not like really, because I'm not sure anybody's watching it anymore. So I think people are looking for something to be mad about. Well,
Did I mention that I'm not watching?
No, you're watching Last Resort.
Oh, yeah.
Even though we know how it happens, Gino and Jasmine.
Did you know that Jasmine's going to announce she's pregnant?
What?
Did you know that?
No idea.
Wow.
That's something. She's going to throw a shoe at Rob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Didn't know that. So.
Did you know that Gino is not the father?
What?
Dun, dun, dun.
That's spoilers. I wonder if people really don't know that. Maybe they have lives unlike us. Where we just spread stories of, do you know what? Oh, did you know? Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I heard that. Did you see their Instagram? Yes. And, this is the back and forth that we do. I wonder what normal people message each other about.
I don't know.
It's not good. It's probably not healthy.
You want to hear a rumor?
We're not there yet. We're going to cover Last Resort. Write that down, and let's cover it.
It's about Last Resort.
Okay,
it's about Gino and Jasmine.
All right, go for it.
There's a rumor that Gino, Jasmine, and Matt are still in a relationship, an open marriage, and that it may spur a spin-off about their three-way relationship.
That's really what I think Jasmine wants. To be honest, Gino's a bad dude, right? Just not a good person, not a good guy, not a good spouse, not a good partner. He's just a turd, right?
Yes.
So that can be true, and Jasmine can be a manipulating, calculating, bad person herself. All of those things can be true. And I think Jasmine's taking everybody for a ride, is what I believe she's doing. Completely. The Gino and Jasmine thing are over. Jasmine's looking for a way to stay, I guess, 90 Day relevant because her OnlyFans is going to have to pick up while she's nursing Maybe this will be her new OnlyFans thing.
Oh, yeah.
Watch me nurse.
Maybe she'll sell her
breast milk. Have we done this before? Didn't know, because Stephanie Matto, or it's Matto, isn't it? She has not gotten pregnant to sell her breast milk. That was going to be
I'm sure that
her
would
next. Going to figure out how she can lactate.
Right.
So she could sell that. Or really to say she's selling it to stay relevant. Because she's not really farting in jars. It was all just a sham.
Right.
So Jasmine's up to just whatever Jasmine does. I cannot believe. It makes it like unbelievable that Gino went for this. Because it just doesn't make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
None of it does.
Well, it doesn't make sense that he's not intimate with her either.
Right. Your theory, we have two theories on that. One is that he has so much fun doing it to himself that he doesn't have time for others.
Right.
It
doesn't turn him on.
This was you right off the bat. I mean, this was years ago. Yeah. This is how you had him.
I said this was going to be a problem.
There's a chance he plays for the other team.
That's the other theory.
Also possible. And so this would
be... And
be...
she's just to cover because he's not ready to come out.
Right. All of these things are possible. Jasmine's out, and I guess this is still more stuff. She's out. Rob's got her, like, pegged and is going after her from Rob and Sophie. And so Jasmine's out, like, outing him. Like that he's, like a male prostitute and making money that way. So she's shaming him, which I think is just wrong in all things, right? Whatever their business is. I guess, is that wrong, though? Because what do we talk about? Rumor, gossip, and innuendo, right? And half-truths.
Yep.
Well, unless you're us, you shouldn't. But we're not, like, outing people and stuff.
No.
And we're not really digging into their private lives. This is all, everything we do.
Public information.
Yeah, it's out there already.
We just find it all for you.
Right. Put it in one spot.
And then tell you what we think about it.
Yeah, that's really it. So both of them are bad. And this Matt's an actor too.
Yeah.
So anything is possible. We said it before. We don't really.
I don't believe anything on the show anyway.
Yeah, that's too bad.
It's 90% fake, so at least 90%, probably more so.
Well, and that's why I want to talk to you about. There looks like there's possibly like a real couple or two in the new 90-day season.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they have a script writer.
Right. Well, it would come out, I think, at some point. Brandon and Julia, nothing really with them. They renewed their vows and all that seemed to be all in order. There was no big surprises with them. What about the Rob?
Do you think they're going to make it?
I don't know. How about that?
I didn't really believe him.
I don't get a great feeling.
Yeah, I didn't really believe him when he said at the vow renewal that he would help her parents.
Did you see the?
I don't think.
Did you see the clip of the preview?
No.
Mom and Dad are kind of getting on Julia about her dancing around, and she should be, behaving differently, and it just gives me the vibe, just a creepy vibe that they're still too involved in his life.
No, of course they are, and he wants them to be, and this has always been the problem from the beginning.
I mean, Julia can be. Let's just
too
call
much.
it. She could be, and but that's still Brandon's call.
Yeah, and she's not any different than she was when he married her.
That is also true. What was she when you met her?
A go-go dancer.
That's exactly what she was.
And she's still the same person.
Yeah.
There's nothing about her life that's changed significantly enough to make her want to change her behavior.
Well,
she's not a mom.
She doesn't feel
if she was a mom, she would probably change her behavior.
Maybe. Yeah,
just because that changes you.
We'll see if it changes Jasmine. Oh, wait. Jasmine's already a mom. No mention of the kids still.
Yeah.
This just puzzles me.
She did, however, order a custom cake for Juan's birthday.
That's great. Well, if you're not going to be around for years.
Right.
And she could travel now. She's pregnant now, so I get it. But, yeah, I don't get it at all, Jasmine. I don't know. It seems like Brandon and Julia could work. I think if they got out of Virginia, got away from everybody, and just started somewhere.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that. He's always going to want to be...
These families just get
hanging
in the
on
way.
to Mama's apron strings.
Yeah, there's the regular 90-day, kind of the new series villain is somebody's kid who's offering their opinion. We'll talk a bit about that later. But it's really, I think at this point, kind of maybe the highlight of the show. The daughter telling her dad that he can't have any more kids. It's like, all right, really? So I just don't feel like, I get the vibe that the two of them are growing apart, Brandon and Julia, in different directions. Mm-hmm. I think Brandon he probably made it seem like that he was somebody that he wasn't. Mm-hmm. Like maybe when he's out traveling and doing stuff, he's one person. But when he's home, he's Mama's boy. Yeah,
absolutely.
My ultimatum, if I'm Julia, my ultimatum for Brandon is, I don't want to see your parents anymore. How about that? My parents don't come around. Your parents aren't around. Period. They're disruptive. What did he say last week? Something about a disruption to the family?
Yes.
Right. Well, guess what? They're a disruption.
Yeah, they show up unannounced. Mm-hmm. And think they deserve a key to the house. I don't know.
They're still going on trips together, and they're just all hanging out. They need some space and some distance.
Right.
Rob and Sophie, not a surprise that they're not together. Do you believe that Rob was going to get back with her?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
That what he read there was real?
Yeah, because he did seem legitimately hurt in that moment.
We've kind of he seems like this last resort has maybe put him in a little better light.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced he's, a great winner, right?
No.
But he seems different.
He does seem different.
I think, though, left to his own...
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's trying to be mature or he's trying to look mature, one or the other.
Yeah, I think it would be really hard to do that in like what was it? They were there 3 weeks. I think it would come out. I think when he's alone, he probably does some weird things.
Yeah.
I think you see it even more now with the younger people. At least our impression of them is they kind of just stay in and they associate with people on their devices and phones.
Right,
and,
online.
And this is how I think Rob deals with people. And maybe it's when it's face-to-face and in real time, like somebody in the house.
It's too hard.
Yeah, it's a lot because it's constant. You can just turn things off and they're gone.
Yeah.
She seemed pretty cold. In this whole thing, I still want to be friends, right? I still want to hang out. I just don't want to be... And so I kind of give him credit.
I still want you in my life.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm out.
It didn't really work that way.
Yeah.
Because they didn't start out as friends, right? It's not like they were friends and then they developed feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still think that's probably awkward. Stacy and Florian... they at this point they renewed, right? They rededicated whatever, but you've heard in real time they're not together, right? Have you heard that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think there was an interview that Darcy and Stacy did. I think it was like a People or something, that they're spending some time apart. is what she said. And this was
Darcy and Stacy are?
No, Stacy and Florian.
Oh, okay.
And that she's in Connecticut and he's still in Florida.
Interesting.
Yes. So they may not be together.
That's too bad.
Right. We never really want people to be apart.
Right.
So, Natalie's still hanging around.
Of course.
She's still there. I played a clip for you today because I knew. When I watched this, I couldn't help but think of. I played for you the Richard Gere and Louis Gossett Jr. scene from An Officer and a Gentleman, where Richard Gere's he's telling them to DOR, and he says, "I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go." And this is what I think about Natalie. Like, she may not have a house.
Right.
See, I need to stay here.
How's she going to pay the rent?
Is every day that's possible. I am trying to save a few bucks. And I don't have a cash cow anymore. I got nowhere else to go.
But I said to you, I 100% wholeheartedly believe he's still paying her bills.
Well, between him and Mike, then... And this is a plug, by the way, for An Officer and a Gentleman. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Or not go.
Because I do believe that he's not going to leave her alone.
Well, he has to at this point. I mean, he needed to before.
Yeah,
but then he really has to.
Now he has declared that he has no interest in a long-term relationship.
But
so now it'll just be, let's bang this weekend.
Right.
And I'll pay your rent. Okay.
Let's hook up.
Yeah.
Poor.
Which is really what they were doing before.
The whole time, Natalie just didn't know it.
Yes, correct.
He, I think, brings a new girlfriend to the tell-all. I think is what happens. I think really
about that.
This will kind of be I'm guessing, a Jasmine-dominated tell-all.
Probably.
I would assume. I don't think she can be quiet.
And everybody, having their say about it.
Right. We are going to cover all the scoop stuff, big spoilers, when we return.
Thank you for listening.
You can listen to the rest of this episode
by subscribing to our Coupled with Chaos channel on Apple,
by subscribing to our Patreon,
or by subscribing to our Supercast
for $3.99 a month,
where you can hear us talk about reality shows,
real life, and more on our podcasts,
covering shows airing on TLC, A&E, Bravo, and the WE Network.
Just follow the instructions in the show notes.
Tell your friends about this podcast.
And rate and review us on your favorite podcast player.
Follow us at Coupled with Chaos on all the socials.
Or contact us directly by email at coupledwithchaos@gmail.com.